Make a budget. Privacy, naturally. You're the only one that's going to see it. If you're a couple, husband and wife, please do it together, okay? Because you need to go into that stuff honest. You need to keep it honest. You need to stay honest with each other and stay honest with God. Accountability, it's up to you. Nobody but you is going to stop you from pulling into McDonald's to get McDonald's coffee because they have the most delicious coffee known to man. And I used to get a large cup every single day. Nobody's going to stop you but you. Couples, again, work together. Go ahead, Ryan.
I just wanted to add one thing to that. Those of you who are in ministry, be aware that doing a budget for some couples can really be a powder keg. If you're counseling people, Laura's laughing because there are a few that have gone off in our house. If a lot of times one spouse or the other might be concealing things that they're doing. And when you do a budget, you shine a light on them. And so if there's some type of addiction or if there's some type of, whether it's shopping or drugs or whatever, if you're in ministry and you're counseling people and you have a couple and you sit down and ask them to do a budget, understand what might happen. I just wanted to make, to say beware of that.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with an addiction. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, okay, $20 a week or $20 a month or whatever between the two of you is going to be just walking around money or whatever the case may be. It's not like you can't have some freedoms, but just understand what they are and limit them. And then when that $20 is gone, don't be going to the ATM. Don't be going, okay, well, I'm going to take next week's $20 in advance, or I'm going to just charge it because I'm expecting a bonus at the end of the month. It's very easy to do that. Don't do it. Even if that bonus is coming, even if you want to reward yourself, whatever the case may be, don't go outside your discipline. Use checks, debit cards, receipts to make it easier for you. The one thing that we did is we kept every single receipt, and if we couldn't get a receipt, we didn't spend it. So when we bought gas at the gas station, we got a receipt and we put it in. When we went to the grocery store, we got a receipt, we put it in. We gathered up for about a month, maybe 2 months, we gathered up everything, and then we got a good idea of exactly where our money was going there. It probably took 6 or 8 months until we could actually see what an average was going to be. Because some months, as you probably know, even all the way down to if you have electric heat in your house or where you live, and it's wintertime and it's 20 below zero, your electric bill is going to be elevated substantially that month. So over time, things will balance out, or sometimes you need to drive more, sometimes you don't need to drive as much. And then incidentals come in as well, and you need to track incidentals. Just because you've got a lower car payment doesn't mean that your transmission's not going to go out, or it's going to need a tune-up or something. There's going to be incidentals, but you just you can't plan for that kind of stuff. You can say, hey, listen, I think I'm going to spend $50 this week in gasoline, but you never know when you're going to need something else. It's available in Excel. Ask the church to email it to you, or like I said, we'll get copies of it. We can get with Deanna and Bob and make sure that they have this in format, so either email it or print it off, whichever is easier for you guys. And there's, number one, that's just getting it from us or from the church. There are multiple, many different personal budget tools out there on the internet. So don't be hesitant to look. Just don't buy whatever they're selling. It goes along with it. If you need help, ask for it. Don't let a budget overwhelm you. It's kind of like the couponing thing. I live with what I would consider probably, in my mind anyways, the best couponer known to man. Okay? She's not here to hear me say that, but when she's talking about couponing and I'm sitting down there, I'm going, I don't know if I could keep track of which stores do the double, which ones do the triple up to 50 cents, or she's talking another language. I don't know. But don't let the budget overwhelm you, don't let trying to save money overwhelm you. That's not God, that's the devil, okay? And he doesn't want you to see these advancements and win. This is important. Why? Because it forces us to think where our money goes. How can you control your money if you don't know where it all goes? We've got $50 left in the budget. You want groceries or takeout? Don't spend $4 to launder a shirt. Donate it to the Salvation Army. Don't clean it and put it on a hanger. Next day you go buy it for $150. She can figure out how to get money back on a coupon. Get things for free and get money back. Get credit on your bill. I love it. Set goals. But make sure that they're realistic goals. Okay? There's nothing, I think, more frustrating than setting a goal and not being able to attain it, and it happening over and over. It's so great to be able to set a goal and reach it. And little goals really feel just as good as big goals. And once you get to the little goal, set another little goal, that gets reached, you reach the next goal, you reach the next goal, all of a sudden you've reached the big goal. Attack that hard. Like Rod was saying, like the gazelle, don't turn your head from that, don't walk away from that, run from it. When will you be debt free? This is an online resource that you can use from cnnmoney.com, and you can research. I would assume it's still available. I haven't been on it recently, but you can list different credits and credit card information and stuff like that, and you can set it to the minimum payment due or the fixed payment, debt-free deadline. It'll tell you how many years. So it's just a way to calculate how long it may take to get debt-free or credit card debt-free or whatever the case may be. It gives you an idea of what you need to do to attain that goal.
And let's say that you've done a budget. Remember, we told you find ways to reduce spending. Step 2, do a budget, set some goals. So you've found a way to cut $100 out of your spending a month. And now you say, okay, I'm going to set a goal to be debt-free. So if you apply that $100 a month to paying off your credit cards, this thing will tell you how long it will take you to pay off that credit card with that extra $100 that you're adding to it. So now you can see, okay, I was just paying the minimum payment, and it told me it was going to take me 6 years to pay it off. But if I add that other $100 that I'm now not spending, and I add that to my credit card payment above the minimum that's due, this thing will say, okay, well now it's only going to take you 2 years instead of 6. So that's the neat thing about this tool is, once you get motivated to start taking corrective action, this will help you. This little thing will help you set some goals. It's a pretty neat little tool. This is how you find it.
What happens if I make a payment? What happens if I pay more than the minimum? Set goals, I want to be debt-free by a certain date, and then they'll calculate that for you.
You say, I want to be debt-free in 5 years, will that calculate how much?
It'll tell you how much
How much
if
you have to pay per month.
If you didn't charge anything more, and you plug in the information correctly, the interest rate and so on and so forth. Set goals, setting goals that are tied to time. Helps us stay focused, helps us keep our eye on the prize. Makes accountability easier. Produces consistency, which fosters good habits. Promotes a healthy self-esteem and sense of accomplishment. Okay, we got two brothers a lot alike. One's very wise and the other one is less wise. Okay. So they both go out varying less and they get a visa. And they both charge $5,000. They said it first, I didn't say it. But let's just assume that that TV was 15%. Now, here's where the two brothers go in different directions, okay? Barry decides that he's going to pay $250 a month. He's like, man, I can't have this. $5,000, 50% interest, doesn't sound good to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to charge anything else to it, and I'm going to pay $250 a month until I get it paid off. How long will it take him to pay off? By the way, he decides, the statement only says that I have to pay $200. He's going to pay $250. I really don't care, but I'm going to make the minimum payment. This month it's $200. Next month it's probably going to be $198. So, I mean, as the balance goes down, the minimum payment's going to go down. He's going to pay $250 a month until it's paid off. It's going to take him 1 year, 11 months, to pay it off and be at a zero balance. He's going to pay the minimum due. How long will it take him at the minimum due, just paying the minimums every month? Any guesses? About 3 years. 3 years? Twice as long? 5 years? 6 years. 15 years. Wow. It's going to take him 9 years and 3 months.
Wow.
Okay? Here's the big difference. Total interest over that time period. Now remember, they haven't charged anything else in the process. They took their $5,000 and they paid it off. One at $250 a month, the other one at $200 to start, and then minimum payments all the way out. Paid $707 in interest in 1 year and 11 months. That's not great. It's not terrible. Effective interest rate, because of the fact that every dollar over the minimum payment goes directly to principal reduction, which is reducing the balance on that credit card, the effective interest rate was 14.1% versus the 15%. So adding a little extra actually reduces your effective interest rate. Total interest paid, $2,022, which I personally thought was light. I thought it would be more than that. Effective rate of 40.4%. Okay? Now that's the sweet spot. That's what the credit cards want. The credit card companies. That's assuming no late fees. That's assuming you paid on time, as agreed, minimum payment only, and that you didn't charge anything else to it. Right.
Because they won't get that extra for
Right. Right. And again, that's the sweet spot. Like a gazelle.
Question. Those of you who said that you could reduce your monthly spending by $100, who now is motivated not to pay just the minimum on their credit card bill?
Well, I don't pay my credit card.
How many people want to be like her? 0% interest.
Pay your own bills.
Do we understand now why the minimum amount due is there to make a suggestion to you what you should pay? See the difference? It started out as a $50 difference. This is what happens to you when you pay the minimum due. This is when you aggressively pay off debt. Do you think God understands this principle? Do you think God gets it? Do you think that's why he put in Proverbs, free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter? Do you think God has our best interest at heart? Folks, our answers are in his word. But we're like that kid on the bike who's not watching where he's going. We're not paying attention.